Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So excited to be with you guys today. In today's video, we're going to break down all the massive changes that happen within the next 7 days. I'm also going to be going live at 12 o'clock today to break down the petrodollar and the big changes with the BRIC countries. It's going to change everything in America. Now, there's massive changes coming in America in 2024, financially, politically, and spiritually. So as I present this to you, I want you to look at it from the opposite side, not the fear side, but the faith side, that this is the greatest opportunity in human history for you to invest in the new financial system. So we're going to watch a brief interview with Tucker Carlson and the El Salvador president. I'm also going to revisit a video that he showed us, and I'm going to show you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. If you don't think that your financial system is about to radically transform in America, you have to wake up. There's been a 19% cumulative inflation since 2020. And at noon today, I'm going to break down, if they start dumping treasuries, we're going to go into hyperinflation in America. November 4th, the presidential election is one of the most important presidential elections in our history. So let's dive right in. And I just want to say thank you guys for the time. I'm back from Peru. I was out in Peru for almost 12 days, and I'm back refreshed, ready to go. So we're going to watch the first couple minutes of this interview with Tucker Carlson, the El Salvador president. I highly recommend you go watch this interview. We're going to revisit a warning he gave to America. And since he gave that warning, I'm going to show you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. But remember, this is not about fear. This is the greatest time to financially educate yourself, create a budget, create some cash flow, and start to invest in the new financial system. Let's take a look.
What's sad about that is that that's a sign that your defense mechanism no longer.
Oh, that's my high-speed research there. Let's take that off. Boom. Okay, there we go.
Works.
Yes.
And that your society is dying.
Yes.
And Spain is in my opinion, a
Western
wonderful
civilization is reaching a point into it will start failing.
I think that's obvious to those of us.
Not respected. He wouldn't get a fair trial in El Salvador, so he had to stay in Spain to be protected. You know, I mean, they know he's a killer. They actually arrested him because of that. It was an international operation.
You guys know I don't have my videos. For some reason it restarted, but just it'll come into it right in a second.
And everything. They know he probably murdered dozens of people, but they feel the need to protect them.
So what's sad about that is that that's a sign that your defense mechanism no longer works.
Yes.
And that your society is dying.
Yes.
And Spain is in my opinion, a
Western
wonderful
civilization is reaching a point into it will start failing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's obvious to those of us with great sadness, to those of us who live here.
Unless things are done, of course. You can always do
So okay, two-part question. Why do you think that's happening? Because it is recognizably happening in real time before us. And what can be done at this point to reverse it?
Well, everything erodes and degrades. I mean, that's just laws of nature.
Yes.
I mean, we do. That's why we die. We age and we die.
Yes.
I mean, you can slow it, right? You can stay fit, diet.
Yeah.
I mean, you eventually gonna age and die. You cannot avoid that. Same happens with anything. Infrastructure. I had an argument with
Okay, so I want you to go watch that, but I'm going to go back to the warning that he gave us. Basically, he's saying the Western civilization is dying because of lack of maintenance, which is true. After World War II, we became the dominant currency, which I'm going to break down deep on my live at 12 o'clock today. We became the dominant currency, and our egos got the best of us, guys. Low interest rates, printing of money, but it can be fixed, though. It can be fixed. We're going back to an asset-backed currency, guys. The presidential election is extremely important. We just have to get back to maintaining our country. We have to get back to God. We have to get back to faith. We have to get back to family. It can be fixed. And I believe in my heart of hearts that it is going to be. I believe it's going to be the greatest time in human history, and there's going to be a new 1%, which is those who stayed focused on the right things, God, faith, family, and they spent their time researching. Okay, so we're going to rewatch this video from a while ago where he gave us a warning, and I'm going to show you how much of that stuff has come true.
I said it wasn't enough. Right? But unfortunately, there's more. There are other symptoms that are even more difficult to diagnose. For instance, the financial situation of the United States. When I talk to my conservative friends right here, they always tell me that the problem is high taxes, but they're wrong. Of course, High taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. Not even those high taxes, higher than a lot of places in the world, not even those taxes are really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds, paper.
Pay attention.
And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money. But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air.
I'll leave it there. He yells Bitcoin. Okay. Now I'm going to bring you back to Ray Dalio's Changing World Order, right? In the first video that I showed you, I want you to go respect his channel and go watch it. But he talks about the decline, that we will hit the top and we're coming down. And he explains exactly what Ray Dalio is talking about. We're in large debts, printing of money, internal conflict, loss of reserve currency, weak leadership, and civil war and revolution. Now, these are the things that have transpired some of these things transpired before I left, but these things are happening dramatically now. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And at 12 o'clock today, I'm going to break this down a lot deeper. 70 billion in trade will no longer be settled in US dollars. Okay. BRICS makes major de-dollarization announcement. We know that. The Chinese yuan officially became Russia's main foreign currency, replacing the dollar and euro. This is really, really important. Hold on 1 second. It says my audio got lost here. Let's make sure that we're connected. Test, test, test. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's see if this is still working. Cool. So it says Chinese officially became U.S. So what happened is when Biden sanctioned Russia, basically they're like, we're getting off the U.S. dollar. And then what we're going to be breaking down a little bit further this afternoon is how the petrodollar ended. And people are, going back and forth about that, guys. There was a 50-year run for the petrodollar. They are now expanding outside of American dollars to trade oil. That's what gave our currency its dominance. Treasury expands sanctions, threats against banks dealing with Russia. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. Now we're going to go into World War III. At the same time, BRICS will create payment systems based on digital currencies and blockchain report. So that's where I'll leave you at, because at 12 o'clock today, I'm going to go live and break this down at a deeper level. But understand, family, I know this sounds scary. Now it is, if you're not preparing in regards to understanding the transition in America. It's been scary enough. 19% cumulative inflation since 2020. The normal everyday person, the middle class, has to make about $150,000 a year to be middle class. That's a massive, massive change. We're at 120% debt to income ratio. We have to borrow to pay for critical services in America. China and Japan hold the most of our debt. So where do you think we're going to go from here, family? We have to change into an asset-backed currency. There's going to be a stable coin. They're going to stabilize the monetary system. What I believe is going to happen, we're going to end up on an even playing field. I believe that countries are going to create a bag of currencies, and they're going to regulate the currencies with a bag of currency. And after World War III, America, well, hopefully we don't go into World War III, but if we do, after World War II, we had innovation, technology. America became the new superpower. We may have a new superpower after World War III, and the currencies will be regulated different. They can't stop the advent of money moving at the speed of light. There'll be the rails where money moves quickly and efficiently, supply chain will move quickly and efficiently, and we get the opportunity to invest in these innovative technologies. Now, as regulation comes out, you're going to see the survivors, winners, and losers, just like the auto boom. There was a top 3, just like the dot-com boom. There was a top 3, and just in the crypto companies and coins, they'll be the top 100, but the top 3 will be the ones running the financial system. It is the financial system, spiritual system, awakening of the next 100 years. That's how critical this is. So I have zero fear of this. I've been preparing for this since I left the banking system in 2017, and I awoken to cryptocurrency in 2020 and the understanding of how the financial system works. And by studying history, I can see the waves of energy. This is just a wave of energy, guys. That's why Billionaires use astrology and millionaires use charts. JP Morgan. Billionaires use astrology and millionaires use charts. JP Morgan. Charts are emotional. The public gets wrecked 100% of the time. Wall Street always wins. Consciousness, waves of energy, has always been and always will be. It's within you. It's within your heart. It's within your soul. And your mind is a projection of your soul. So what you're seeing within your current reality. So if this is fearful to you and you're scared of this, well, guess what? That's what they want. But when you tap into your heart and you connect your heart brain coherence and you understand it's always been in you, and it's the words that you speak, the power of the tongue, that you can, you will, you must. And it's the greatest time in human history to finally break our families free from the indoctrination system, trading time for money, to learn how to create money, to free up time to be with our families, to build that foundation of faith, of love, trust in God and Jesus Christ, Christ Jesus and Yeshua, or whatever religion you are, getting deep into that. And however you connect to God and becoming unconditionally loving with faith, family, and understanding that we are made in the likeness and image. As you look at me, I see a reflection of you and you see a reflection of me. We are here to expand consciousness, not repeat it. And it's the greatest time in human history. So I love you guys very, very much. Thank you for that time. I stepped out. Those were all pre-recorded videos, but I'm back live. I'm actually going to be ramping up my content. I'm going to be doing a live show every Monday at 12 o'clock. And I'm going to be bringing some big interviews to this channel very, very soon so that you can get expansive knowledge outside of just the 3T Warrior Academy. If you haven't checked out the Good Morning Crypto Show, please check them out. The greatest news station in the world. Now, if you need any support from my team, if you're still here, the description down in the video, you can fill out what's called a needs assessment. We have hundreds of questions coming into Instagram, TikTok, every single week asking how I ensure my wealth. So what I do is I pull from the left side of the risk pyramid, I pull my profits down and I put it into tier 1 capital. There's a reason why banks own a ton of life insurance. So I like to index about 30% of my wealth. I like to pull profits, index my money to protect my principal. I like to get compound interest. And I also like the fact that I can borrow against liquidity. I basically put my money where the banks do. So if you want to learn how to do that, you click the needs assessment down below and I'll have the proper team member reach out to you. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.